Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this December the 9th, 2024. Daily cryptocurrency, XRP, blockchain technology, and gold and silver bullion that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve. And hit that follow button, subscribe button, bell notification to never miss a vital, important update that you need from the number one cryptocurrency and blockchain technology insider on social media without the fleecing, without the heisting, and without all the paid promotions to heist and fleece the retail trader with super simple and easy ways to trade this market. J. And as we go and look, and remember, if you want to use my Coinbase or Robinhood link, it's in the video description or in the pinned comment. It's the cheapest and easiest and quickest and safest way to trade cryptocurrencies or super chat to support the channel or become yes members of Jabroni Killers for an industry cheap $2.69 a month. And I implore you to find a better value. And XRP Ripper Z, Vincenzo, could you update DGB? Absolutely. We're going to put that in this video. We'll take another look at Quant for my good man XUS001. Uh, The Gate Man 999, great update. I appreciate that. Somebody did super chat. Joshi Saucy, $1.99. I appreciate that. That's very generous. And it helps keep this channel flowing smoothly, expanding, and keeps this information flowing for free by you, the beautiful subscriber. Uh, support. I see also a couple new members of Jabroni Killers here. Happy New Year to you. Artie's a longtime follower, longtime listener, and I appreciate all the comments. Remember to continue to comment, just like this guy said about AMP, to continue to get the updates that you need and the updates that you want. And I'll continue to make videos on the ones my beautiful, lovely subscribers want to see. I was trying to find a comment in here. My man Jerome, he used to post, he's an OG original follower, and he used to post funny things. I think he's on an oil rig or something that he says for work. And he did post something in here that I seen, and I was scanning here. Trader with Jay, $10 while back about a month ago. What a lovely I did say something to him. What a lovely donation there. I appreciate it. But he did have a funny comment. He was always good for funny comments. And Joe Arm 3179, thank you for that $10. He was always good for funny comments, and I will find it. I believe his name is Jerome. I'm going to find your comment. Oh, another guy that's been on here for a long time. Music, Creative Music, thank you for the donation. And I will find that from Jerome because it was a funny comment, and I scrolled across it the other day, and I will find that because his comments are legendary. He's got the funniest comments out of anybody on YouTube when he comments on the channel. Jerome, I believe he was on the oil rig. If you're listening, I'll put another comment and I'll read it out, but I will find that one before the next video. Let's see some DGB before I forget right off the bat. Pretty sure I got DGB on here. I do. Let's take a look at DGB in the full screen. And we were looking at DGB a little while ago. And if we zoom out into the weekly time frame, and like we always tell you, put the VP volume indicator up here. It's a very valuable source. And that's one of the main things that I go to. And you can see where we had a lot of trading way back in the day. We'll even put a box up here. See right here, this sticks out like a second biggest volume candle, but we had a lot of trading right in there. And we're just going to bring that all the way over. And that coincides with where we had a major upper resistance level. Then we're going to go ahead and lock that so it doesn't move. We had a major upper resistance level up there. We could use that somewhere else. Let's try to get this on today's time frame. January. Bam. Right up there at 4 3/4 cents. But the last time we were looking, when somebody wanted to see, and these are along the moving averages, when they wanted to see DGB, what we were looking at was in the middle of the pump from the Trump pump up, we were coming up on upper resistance at about 2 1/3 cents. And we were noticing and saying that this is a critical area because back here in April when we had a nice rally, we got harshly rejected and then did trade lower than before where the pump started. And this time when we were looking at it, it was initially getting rejected. And let's go back into the daily. It was initially getting rejected for the first time up there. Whoops. Let's get back into the full screen so my beautiful audience can see this better with our industry exclusive perching tool, not that lame ass line tool with an arrow that everybody else. And we made that YouTube famous. We got rejected, and we said when it trades back down, the critical spot now that you're going to watch, if it doesn't break above, hold it as support and turn this 2 1/3 cents and from old resistance to new support, that it's looking like a short-term double top and you would likely trade back into the moving averages, and the key areas would be to stay above the 50 and the 200 and bounce back up and make another run up at this 2 1/3 cents. And you can see we wicked off back here in late December just before Christmas, pulled back up on a wick, and then had another support level just above there on the 100-day moving average in blue. And then we pumped back up above uh the short-term moving average, and now we're sitting on top of it. And if we want to get short-term bullish again, we have to hold these moving averages, breach this old regional high, and make another run up here at 2 cents, right? And if we do that, you would have to flip this and hold it as support. Or if you're unable to do that, you're likely to maybe come back and retest the bottom area of our maybe all-time low. I'm not sure how far DGB goes back in time, but we could retest way down here. Too bad. There it is. This would be a good spot to use this. Get over here. Way back down here. Get that into the current time of the regional wick lows of about, what is that? A half a penny, right? So this is a critical time for DGB in the daily time frame. The volume hasn't fallen down as much as some of these other coins. It has come down, but it hasn't completely collapsed. So that's something and a sign of some positive momentum. But we need to hold these moving averages. Or if we fall below these moving averages in the daily time frame, that's very, very critical and could be a very dangerous area as your next actually first below the moving averages would be the mean of the volume, which is down here at about 8.5. What is that? Uh, just below a penny, because you can see it was major resistance, resistance once, resistance twice, resistance 3 times, and then we stagnated on it before we blew off above it. So that would be your first. If you break the moving averages, you must hold that 0.00849, or you would come all the way back down to the 0.00590. But if we can get some buyers and some momentum and some enthusiasm and some pumping action into here, and we can hold these moving averages and make another pump back up, you would want to breach this top, because that would be, if you rolled over, that would be a triple top, because back in April, that's where you got rejected, right? Back there, you wouldn't want a triple top, but what you'd want to see is to hold the moving averages initially, maybe, come on, initially maybe get rejected, right? Because that happens a lot, hold the moving averages, come up, but then force your way above it by 3, 4, 5, 6%, and then hold this 2 1/3 cents as a new base, and then maybe try to trade up and try to make a new regional high up here at the bottom part of this red trading zone, right? And that's what we're looking at right now. That's how you get bullish. Get out of there. That's how you get bullish in the DGB. If you can hold these moving averages and then breach this 2 1/4 cents, right? And that's something we're going to be paying attention to in the short and the medium range here for DGB. A bearish situation would be you jockey around in here and then breach the moving averages, get rejected, and start to trade down. That would be a very, very bearish action. But we're going to continue to watch DGB now that my lovely subscriber has brought that back to my attention. And we're going to continue to follow that and make sure that we stay on top of the latest updates and the latest information that we got, which is the price action. Just like we were, I think I might have just deleted something out of there. Let's get out of here real quick. Undo, undo. Nope, we didn't delete anything. I love how they got that undo button on there now. And the same as we've been talking about with the XLM, we've been short-term bearish since back in early December, since we hit that 63-cent peak. In the last video we made, we were talking about how this pump didn't have any volume down there to coincide with it to give us any confidence that this pump was going to continue. And if we look at it now, the volume is still depressed in the daily. And if we go into the hourly, it did now fall and breach the 43 cents. And now it's coming closer to the moving averages in the daily time frame, which we have to update these every day because the moving averages, as it's in its name, they move. They're moving averages, right? The 50-day is just the last 50 days. So on day 51, day one gets knocked off. So day 51 can get added to make it to 50. And now we're coming close again to touching the 50-day. But this time, I told you the other day, if we break this, we're more than likely going to breach the 50, end up down here at the 30-cent level or the 200-day moving average, and then maybe eventually end up at the 23 cents. And that would be a time where a big pump could take place. Not to say it would flip and breach the 63 cents, but if we got down to the 200-day moving average, trust me, believe it, the buyers are stacked down there. They're playing the technicals, and the buyers would be stacked at least another run up into this regional major resistance area of about 100% move very quickly. And old Vincenzo will be playing that 23 cents as our next major buy opportunity. AMP is also becoming unraveled, and it looks like it's probably going to go to the 200-day, if not lower, maybe retest the 0.0054. Very disheartening, but it's obviously looking more and more likely like that is going to happen. So that is something that we're paying attention to there to see if that actually continues to happen. The same with the XRP. Where's my XRP at? XRP, we've been short term, the medium term bearish too since we hit the 291. And you can see again, just like uh, XLM, we were talking about, if you get rejected at this 247 with the volume that in this most recent pump, you can see the volume down there was underwhelming, didn't show any signs of life. We are going to come back and touch the 50-day for the first time since early October, and more than likely breach that after some trading plays out and come all the way back, maybe down to the 100-day in blue and possibly the 200-day down there at $1.21, where I believe a ferocious rally would take place. But this is something that's a fluent situation, and we're going to have to continue to watch to see if these lower targets do hit. The volume still signifying that the selling or the momentum and the hysteria has died down, at least the short to medium term, ever since the blow off top. And those are my underneath targets that I believe with a high confidence are going to hit over the next couple of weeks, but we're going to continue to stay on top of this in case something crazy happens with some news that has a local pump in it. You can see Bitcoin dominance again continues to rise. And as you do know, when Bitcoin dominance is rising, even if Bitcoin's falling, the altcoins have massive sell-offs. But when Bitcoin dominance is falling, whether the Bitcoin's rising or falling, the altcoins like the pump, right? So right now, as long as Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, the altcoins will continue to sell off. And if you look at the Bitcoin price itself, it's coming to a major underneath support level at 89,490, 89,849 and 52 cents, something we've been talking about ever since it's been sort of sideways and up trading to its all-time high, even as the volume, even in Bitcoin, is gradually declining, which is often a bearish reversal pattern at the top after it exhausts. And we're watching for possibly 77,737 to play out as the time moves forward and as we continue to move into this new year and continue to get farther and farther away from that post-election hysteria that took place. And that's something that's very, very important. And if we go look at if there's been any news recently, is there any news? Bitcoin alert. Here's why the Trump inauguration is a buy the news event. Is this going to say buy the news and sell the actual event? No, it's not. It's talking about with inflation and blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Bitcoin miner Clean Spark activates 10,000 BTC Treasury, marks 236% year over year growth. Bitcoin Trump trade dented by rising yield and strong US dollar. Grayscale adjusts fund holding 90% allocation for BTC and Ethereum. So there's not really any more news. 24-hour crypto liquidation surpasses 500 million. Thai police sees 1,000 Bitcoin miners and more. That's something interesting. We'll get into that in the next video. Like, subscribe, and share. Remember to comment down below. Peace and love.